Hello, VIPs. I thought you deserved a little behind-the-scene footage as we're getting prepared to make our spaghetti de la hood from Snoop's new cook. Well, it's new to me. I guess this came out in 2018. I just didn't know about it. But don't forget, I am giving a copy away to one lucky guest. All you have to do if you want to enter this is to invite 10 friends here to my VIP group using that invite button, and then let me know that you did. And I will be giving away one of these on Thursday night. So take the time to enter that. So I've got my hubby Joe helping me. I just got home from work, obviously. So we're getting the kitchen cleaned up so we can get ready to go. I want to remind you, anybody that shops this week will be entered to win our lovely burger bundle with our burger press, our seasonings, our recipe cards. And you will also become the honorary host of this party and get 10% off Pampered Chef for a year. But I wanted to do that cup slicer drawing for those that booked a party. So I had 6 folks book a party already with me for the upcoming year. And I included in here the 4 friends who agreed to assist with the pet rescue fundraiser. So we have 4 different rescues. Each of those friends is going to kind of be the point person for that and invite their friends, be able to post a little bit about the specific organization. That is in August, and we'll be earning some money for some really important causes. So super excited about that. So I have 6 total parties booked, and we will see who is going to get this cup slicer. And it looks like Dolores, and Dolores has shopped with me just a time or two, so I already know your address, and I will be shipping out one of these to you. All right, once our kitchen is all cleaned up, we will be back to get started with Spaghetti de la Hood. See you in a minute. Okay, friends. So we are starting with the meatballs, and it may come as a surprise to you that I have never in my life made meatballs before, or maybe not. Maybe you followed me long enough to know that I haven't made a lot of things. So I have got about maybe a little less than a pound of ground beef in my mixing bowl. And I am putting the rest of the ground beef, because I bought one of those big packs, in one of our silicone reusable bags. These bags are fantastic because they can go in the microwave, in the oven, in the dishwasher, in the not the micro cooker. Well, they can go in the microwave. They can go in our multi-cooker if you use that, but they can go fridge, freezer, and all of that. So I've never put meat in it and put it in the freezer. So I'm glad you guys are here in my VIP group, because next time I pull it out for Taco Tuesday, I'll let you know how that turned out from the freezer bag. So I have, again, I've got my ground beef here, and I am adding to this breadcrumbs. I've got a cup of breadcrumbs pre-measured in my silicone prep bowl. And then I am adding, parsley. I have never in my life chopped parsley, so I thought this knife from our coated knife set looked like a good knife for chopping parsley. I don't know. And I only need half of a teaspoon, so that's probably it already. So there's all that. Good thing I bought all that parsley. And look, it's chopped. Chop, 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 chop. Okay. We will call that plenty of parsley. So I'm going to add that to my bowl. Come on, parsley. All right. I've got parsley. I need Parmesan, and so it's just 2 tablespoons of Parmesan. Hey, Joel, Coco's at the door barking. And I've got salt and pepper. And again, with the pepper, I used my non-Pampered Chef grinder, but I think Karen has me maybe convinced that I should splurge on that salt and pepper grinder set, because she did say that it is beautiful and that it's, good quality and it's gonna last me. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do that. And then I've got 1 egg beaten, and I used my super cute little whisk for that. And I'm gonna mix this all together with my mix and chop, because I don't like touching raw meat. So we're gonna see if this will do it for me. And so this is our Pampered Chef mixing bowl. This comes in multiple sizes. I just have the one, and it seems to be the right size for everything I've needed. And then what I'm using here is one of our flexible cutting mats. They come in a set of 3 in 2 different sizes. And I like to use that so that I can avoid messes on the counter, especially when my kids are cooking. But then too, if I were to roll out something, some pizza dough or something, rather than rolling it right out on the counter and worried that I'm getting a bunch of crumbs and different things in it like that, I am worried that I am gonna have to actually touch this raw meat, and that is not what I wanna do. All right, I'm just gonna keep mixing it up. All right, I'll be right back. All right, that took a little elbow grease, but I did get that all mixed in quite well. And unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to touch the raw meat, and I wanna touch it as little as possible. So I'm gonna use our Pampered Chef scoop. I think this is the medium one, because it says to make golf ball sized meatballs here. Not golf ball, ping pong ball size. It says I should make a dozen of them. I think I'm gonna end up with more than a dozen with how much meat I put in here. All right, I'll be right back. So I ended up with 12 meatballs here, but also plenty of meat left. So I'm gonna make a couple more meatballs and put them in another one of my silicone reusable bags and put them in the freezer for another day. But I figured this was as good of a time as any to tell you guys about my next giveaway. So I am going to post a picture after this video airs. And it's gonna be kind of like a Where's Waldo, but Where's Snoop? And what I want you to do is I want you to take a screenshot of that image, find Snoop Dogg, circle him, and then send me a message with that image and I will enter you into the next drawing. So when you see it, don't post your answer there. Send me Where's Snoop, and everybody that does that will be entered into a drawing for what I am calling kind of a basic bundle. So I was hoping that I would have some Pampered Chef newbies here, and I'm sure there's some people in this group that don't own any Pampered Chef, but they just didn't speak up on that poll that I did. So what I'm gonna be giving away is a set of our flexible cutting mats. They're the smaller size compared to the one that I'm using. I'm giving a everything but the pizza seasoning, an Italian seasoning, our season's best cookbook that came out this season, and then a set of our paring knives. So you will get all of this as well as one of our Pampered Chef catalogs. I do want my regulars and my pros to still play along. But if you want it, if you already have all these items, maybe gift it to somebody else that doesn't have a lot of Pampered Chef, because my goal with this is to get Pampered Chef into the hands of folks that don't already have it. So I am going to set up at the stove to finish this recipe, and I will see you there. All right, so Snoop told me to place a large Dutch oven over medium heat. So I'm using my Rock Crack Dutch oven because this can go on the stovetop, in the oven, in the dishwasher, in the fridge, in the freezer, in the microwave, in our slow cooker base to work as kind of like a crock pot. So I am using my everything pot for this, and we are putting our meatballs in here, and he tells me not to crowd them, so we are going to space them out best we can. Now, like I said, I've never made meatballs in my life, and my mom, Becky Sally, is in this Facebook group, so don't come to for her for not teaching me how to make meatballs, because she was a full-time working mom too, and we are just kind of learning as we go. So we have our meatballs in the pot. He says to cook these for, what did he say here, 7 to 8 minutes, and to turn them with a slotted spoon, and I have one. So we are going to use our special spoon for those. So this is going to take a few minutes. I figured this was no better time to chop up my onion. Now, Snoop says a cup of onion. We are not onion people in this house, so I have a half of a smaller onion. That is all we are putting in here. But I am using my, let me get this lined up. My food chopper. What did I do? There we go. There we go. Okay. So I'm using my Pampered Chef food chopper because, as you can see, all of the onions and everything are contained. And the more that I push and chop, the smaller and finer they get. Because I am one of those people that I like the flavor of onions, but I don't like to bite into an onion. I don't really like the texture, whether they're firm and crunchy or cooked and slimy. I am not a very big onion person. So again, we are going to let these meatballs cook, and then I will be right back. Okay, you guys, so I have my meatballs cooked. And Snoop says to put them on a plate, but I'm going to put them in my insulated serving bowl because I'm going to be extra. Not that they necessarily need to stay hot, because they will be added to the hot sauce later on, but our insulated serving bowls are fantastic for keeping food hot for 2 hours. So if you were making something and you're waiting for your family to get there, this would keep the food hot. The lid has a nice little handle there, notch, so that you could put the lid there. But Snoop says to drain the oil. Now, there's no oil left in my pot, so I clearly did not choose a fat enough cut of meat. But we're going to move on to the next step. So I have got a 1/4 cup of olive oil here, which I'm going to swirl the pot. Is it too hot? No. Swirl the pot to coat that evenly. And then I'm going to add the onion and the garlic. So I have the onion that I used our chopper. Get that onion in there. We all know how much I love onion. Only for you, Snoop, only for you. All right, and then I've got garlic as well. Woo! And I'm just gonna use our slotted spoon here. And this says saute for 4 to 5 minutes until the onion is translucent. I may turn this down a little bit. And then once that is done, I will move on to the next step. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I cannot be the only person in the world that fails to read through a recipe before they start, right? It's not just me. So Snoop says once I've got these onions done, I need to stir in the tomatoes. So I have a can of whole peeled tomatoes here. So I've got those. And I am going to put in my sugar. Don't worry, I will post the recipe with all the amounts. And I'm going to put in a bay leaf. All right, so I'm going to get this all mixed up in here. And do you know what he tells me next? He tells me to cover the pot. Okay, I can cover the pot. The rock crock comes with a lid. And simmer for 30 minutes on low. So I will be back in 30 minutes. I do hope I'm able to post this video by 8 p.m. All right, friends, it has been 30 minutes. And I have a pack of ramen because Gabby is not going to wait for all of this. Because now I am adding a can of tomato paste. And I'm going to add the meatballs back in. And then this needs to simmer for yet another 30 minutes. I do hope these giant tomatoes are going to just kind of cook themselves down or something. Oh, man. Snoop, I wish you would have shown up and shown me how this is done. So anyways, I'm stirring in that tomato paste. And these tomatoes, at least as of now, are still big and chunky tomatoes. Maybe I'm going to try to mash them up a little bit. Oh my goodness. Yes, we will mash them up a little bit here. And then I am going to put those meatballs in. And then this is going to cook, you guys, for yet another 30 minutes. So I am so glad that I did not decide that we were doing this live. Oh my gosh. I don't think you guys would have wanted to spend an hour and a half with me on this recipe. So adding the meatballs back in, stirring that up. I'm going to put this lid on, and this is going to simmer, friends, for another 30 minutes. I will be back. Okay, you guys, it's the final step. And that makes me want to sing that song. It's the final countdown. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. I probably should have took that bay leaf out, but I'm sure I'll find it. So I am just mixing in the spaghetti, and the spaghetti and meatballs is finally done. So this took me 2 hours. This would probably be a better recipe for a Sunday afternoon. Not so much for a busy Monday after work, but I will post a picture and the recipe. And honestly, my husband should feel spoiled because it's the first time I've ever made spaghetti sauce from scratch. So I'm going to put these clips together, post a video, and then I'm going to post that fun activity where we can find Snoop in our Where's Waldo type thing for our next prize. So thank you guys for watching. Oh my gosh. All right. And you do want this cookbook. I promise. I am enjoying these recipes. I just need to, read ahead. All right. I hope you guys are all having a great Monday. Great start to your week. Oh. Stop the video. Ugh. I don't know, guys. I'm going to turn you to the